Let's see how to use the scroll saw. First, make sure you find your safety glasses. You want to have those with you and wear those when you're running this machine. The scroll saw is a reciprocating saw. The blade goes up and down. The teeth cut in the downward stroke. First thing you want to do is lay the board on the table and then lower this hold down foot onto the top of the board. The hold down foot holds the board steady. As the blade reciprocates up and down, sometimes it wants to lift the board. Let's set that foot again. Loosen her up. Set the board underneath. Let it set down, and then tighten that knob. What you want to do then is line up the line that you'd like to cut. I'm going to remove this safety shield just so you can see a little bit better. Make sure you leave that in place when you're using the machine. You don't ever want to leave your finger on the cut line. You'll forget that it's heading towards the blade and maybe have a mishap. Make sure the blade is not touching the wood when you start the machine. The closest you want to ever get your fingers to this blade is that orange throat plate, or about 1.5 inches. When you turn the machine on, there's a variable speed knob. You can adjust the speed of the cut. You want to take your time. It's not a race. You're trying to do accurate work, not necessarily fast. And just slowly cut with the saw. The blade is very thin, so you can turn the blade just on a dime. You can turn the blade very quickly and without it binding. You want to be cutting on the outside of the line that you've drawn. You can always sand to the line, but if you cut the line away, you won't know how far undersized that you are. Again, just take your time as you cut the board. Remember, with the jigsaw, you want to start turning the board before you get to the curve. Okay, you got to anticipate that. Lighten up a little bit at the end of the cut so the blade doesn't jump through the material. Turn the machine off. Now, we have the line remaining, and we need to sand that right to the line. I think this would be a good job for the spindle sander. Let's make our way over to the spindle sander. And you want to, again, start sanding on the right-hand side of the spindle sander. Bring it up to the rotating spindle, and it will remove material in that curved section. You only want to sand just to the line. Well done. That looks great. Remember when you're done to grab that shop vac and vac down the machinery so it stays nice and clean. Well done.